again. With me is my partner in crime, High Noon. High Noon, how are you?
Do-
Hello?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm good. You cut off a little bit.
You know what? Technical difficulties. It's fine. Happens all the time.
Well, it's great to have you guys here today. We got quite a match for you guys today. Before we begin with the entire series, we have Alfie from Piñata Nation, their main support here. Alfie, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
I'm I'm all right. I could be
Doing
doing better, but I'm really happy to be casting here tonight. This is always a treat casting in the Watchers OW tournament. How you feeling about this matchup? And can you tell me how your last match went?
Our last match, we were down 2-0, and we were like, "Do you want? Let's actually win." So then we just reverse swept all three, starting on Dorado, our city.
Yeah,
And
that was
you love
pretty
to see it.
exciting hearing about this. Yeah, beforehand, it was super
And-
cool. You guys got quite a matchup ahead of you guys up against Team Reckless. They swept their opponent 3-0 the last match. How you feeling about them?
That's
We'll be fine.
Elaborate.
We'll be fine.
Yeah,
That's a
It-
brave
listen.
move right there.
Listen, even though our last score was 3-2, and they had 3-0, they weren't challenged. So this coming match, they're going to be challenged, and we're going to win.
yeah. Here's hoping. We'll be slightly
Nah.
rooting for you guys since the interview.
It's not hoping it's going to happen.
Damn, that's some confidence going into this tournament. Yeah, it's good to see stuff like that. I'm glad that you guys had reverse swept, keeping things interesting. Hopefully, we'll see. I want to see a 5-game series, but your reverse sweeps are kind of stressful for the losing team in that series. So here's hoping it doesn't come down to that and it's fairly close. But thanks for. Oh, another question. Final question. Any tricks you're gonna pull for your team comp? Any crazy picks you guys might try?
If we have any tricks, then I wouldn't say them.
Oh man, you can't give us the tease.
Nope.
All right. Well, thanks for having us, Alfie. We'll
Thanks
see
for
you in
having
the
me.
game shortly. Welcoming me back as my co-caster High Noon. So High Noon, we're going to be starting off on Ilios today. Anything you can tell me about Ilios?
You know what? One of my favorite maps. Just the atmosphere, the lighting. It's just a beautiful little map. And also, it's really fun to put people in that well.
Yeah, I really like the environmental kills as well, especially even in Lighthouse when you're playing Winston. It's one of my favorite maps to play Winston on, just because you can get those primal, like, sick environmental kills and everything.
But what about the DPS Lucio? That's the real thing right there.
Yeah, you could always go for the Reddit Lucio plays, so it is really nice. Before we start these matchups, I do want to say that the Watchers OW is on Twitch. We are streaming right now at the twitch.tv/the Watchers OW. And if you guys scroll down, there is a poll for the MVP. Make sure to vote between maps as to who the MVP of this round is, and we might be interviewing them at the end of the match. And make sure that you let me know your MVP too, Noonie.
Oh, you know I will.
All right. I'll make sure to keep track of that as well and put my own vote in. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for these teams. They seem pretty capable. They're masters here, and I'm excited to see what our first map is really going to be in Ilios. The maps really depend from point to point. It looks like we're going well. Noonie, it's your favorite one.
I love this map. But it's just the well. The well's the best part of this map. I don't know, just so much you can do with it. Just boot people in there. Come on.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. I love Ilios and the way that all these team comps really change up. We'll see what each team can put on their strategy, in their strategy bucket. But on the blue team, it's going to be Piñata Nation, and on the red team, it's going to be Team Reckless. So yeah, exciting stuff. We'll see what these picks are coming out from the gate. like I said, just really loving Ilios. This is a great map, great first map. I think Ilios and Lijiang are perfect maps to try and put out a series. A bit of a Torb pick. We're seeing a Risa Hog on both sides. Don't know if that Torb is A-okay, but...
You know what? Torb picks are always fun to see. I mean, come on. I definitely think an Orisa pick here or a Lucio pick would definitely be better for him.
Yeah. It looks like both teams going to go for the Lucio and the duo combo, the pulled pork combo, Orisa Hog, as you were talking about. However, we're going to see varying DPS champs here as both
we do have the
teams reach the center.
We have the Pharah with the Mercy, but you do have the Hanzo on to Piñata's side, which can definitely just mess him up. You have a McCree who can also fight for long range, definitely against Roasty, but it seems they're just trying to do for shield break. And ooh, there goes them getting Garnet already out of the fight. You have the shield up, but looks like this is gonna take the point here. You lose Garnet, you have no shield, you have to regroup for him.
Yeah, and a really nice hook onto the Roadhog. Termac is going to swap onto the D.Va. It looks like Zem had just gotten that amazing hook onto Termac and just forced him to swap immediately, conceding that matchup here. Going to play something kind of pokey style with the Pharah.
It definitely seems like that Pug is actually dropping the shields pretty quick, but Reckless just gets it right back up. Pug on the right side, going for whatever picks he can. Jackson immediately stops him though, tells him that he can't go around there and mess around anymore. But it seems that Reckless has lost their shield. Meanwhile, Piñata still has it up, but it goes down right as I say that. And then McCree's on the left side, trying to get whatever picks he can. But, you know, Reckless just seems to get their shields up so much, and they can't really fight together on Piñata's side. They just have to regroup, or they try to go for the right side pick, what they're trying to do now with their D.Va. But it's kind of hard to see. Their team's kind of split here, and they can't really take the point as a whole.
Yeah, this looks like Team Reckless just charading all over this map. It was a great halt hook combo coming out from Pwn and Zem there, and trying to boop the Orisa into the well.
Ooh, Pug gets taken down right by Roasty. Middle. Garden does get Pwn, and the high noon does come in from Cardi. But it seems like they're going to just try to take this point already. Piñata do have the range. Cardi does get Jackson right as he jumps out of his mech. And it looks like they can clean this up a bit. Reckless is down. The Hog does not have his healing. But you really just need to group up here and do damage. There goes Zhang right down by Cardi. And it looks like they're going to take the point for Piñata.
Yeah, Cardi's doing a lot of work on this McCree and just carrying the combo, making sure to use his flashbang and the Mick right click meta wisely on these tanks. Yeah, it really stopped Reckless in their track, so they're going to have the advantage coming to this next fight. However, a bunch of ults coming off from Team Reckless. They have the nano boost and they have the whole hog. They can definitely go for that combo to try and start things off with. Very potent close range.
Ooh, you see Reckless going on the left side, all grouped up, ready to go. It seems like they're going to try to dive onto to Garnin, but he's going to run out there. Cardi does go down by Pwn in the back, who is nanoed as well. Goes for the right side, doesn't see anyone. The beat drop does come in, however, from Alfie. Keeping the rest of his team up. Pug also popping off his barrage, getting a two-man. One trick just giving him that damage boost that he desperately needs to get that damage out there. And looks like they'll be able to hold this point, even with the nano coming from Pwn, but that was a pretty good hold coming from Pug.
Yeah, and I think Pug just had the advantage because of the D.Va nerfs that have happened in Overwatch and the whole defense matrix having a cooldown. Jackson had just used the defense matrix, and it was a perfect time for Pug to come in with the barrage and get a ton of value in taking down the D.Va and the baby D.Va as well. This is looking very good for Piñata Nation.
Move out of there. He's going to go Primal, however, and keeping himself up. Cardi does go with the high noon in the back, trying to use his Deadeye as best he can. It looks like it's just going to be for his zoning, but it does keep him away for a bit. Garnet still has his Primal Rage popping off, used it to save himself. And now the Dragon does come in, however, from Roasty. Doesn't find a lot of value, but that's alright, because Tuormac gets the D.Va Bomb. The beat drop, however, does come in from Zhang Beast. Jackson pops a D.Va Bomb of his own, ready to go. Cardi does get Zhang Beast out of the fight. Jackson falls into the well. That's an unlucky, but...
Oh, no.
Oh, no-y. Cardi popping off, however, just getting a two-piece. And it looks like... Ooh, that's a little save at the end. Here comes Pondo, however, trying to stall for a bit longer. But the rest of the team's there. Piñata's knowing what to do. Even though he props the Pyro Rage, he still has a lot of people to deal with. Jackson, however, comes back with Zane Beast just to keep him up just a bit longer, but Pone goes down. Pug pops the ult. Deadeye comes in from Cardi once again, getting Zane Beast. And looks like Piñata's gonna take it.
Yeah, Piñata Nation doing super well with that. Ended up taking that point at 80% and never gave it back. Great plays coming out from them. They used their ults well. The ult timing was near perfect. Pug was getting some amazing barrages onto onto the back line and even onto the D.Va. Like I was saying, the defense matrix nerf, you might think it's just a 1 second difference, but it really matters when it comes to these matchups. These DPS players are capable, and they're going to take advantage of that 1 second.
Yeah, and you definitely had Cardio on the McCree, who was just doing a massive amount of damage to the whole little whatever they had. You know, he had the Fan the Hammer. He did get some really good picks right out the gate, so if he can do that again, but it looks like they're going to run Goats comp.
Yeah, both teams running Goats. I was thinking of something akin to Dive, but I guess both teams are very comfortable with Goats. Piñata Nation are going to get the advantage by staying on the point. They're going to get a nice positioning.
Ooh, Sam goes in there for the Fan Hammer. Garden already gets a 2-piece right out the gate. Jackson out of mech. And dang, that's just, you love to see that. Alfie gets the boop onto Zem though, however, falling off the map. It looks like they're just going to push him right to their spawn.
OP with that Reinhardt. That was some good tank play coming out from Garen. Just if anyone isn't clear, Garen is a champion from League of Legends. He's a very low-skilled champion. He just spins to win. Much akin to Reinhardt in that he's very tanky and that a lot of people think he's like has the fewest mechanical skill. That's really funny that he's playing main tank.
Ooh, looks like they're going head-to-head, however, both Reinhardts have a Zarya bubble just to give him some extra health and just to block away the damage. They go in, however, you do have the Brigitte ult popping off by Pug, but here comes the charge by Pone, gets the hammer down, gets Garden in one trick down, and Termac, however, takes Pone right out of the fight as soon as that hammer down pops off. Termac cleaning it up, gets a 2-piece, and Jackson gets out of mech.
Yeah, they're going to stop that fight right there. Piñata Nation are going to take that with 40% to boot. And Garen didn't even use his ultimate. He knew that the pick off from Alfie, that boop, onto Kotu was enough to win that fight. Pone had used his Earth Shatter to try and take that fight back, but the rally was all that it needed. And Piñata Nation have a bunch of ults on their list right here. Termac's going to spot them all. Maybe go for a secret bomb.
Ooh, the hammer down comes in from Garden from the back. Gets a 4-man. Absolutely huge. One trick finishes off both Pone and Roasty. Garden, that was a sneaky little hammer down. I love that shatter.
Yeah, that was some really good stuff from Garen. The flank shatter is what a lot of people have been doing on these Goats matchups since they've been accustomed to this meta lately. I think it's going to change in the future. I think we're going to see some Overwatch League teams change it up. But I don't want to spoil anything for you, Dooney, until the 14th.
Yeah, I want to be there to see that live. Here comes the Zarya grab, but Zenyatta pops off. Kotu gives the Transcendence, but Termac doesn't care. Gets a 3-man with that D.Va bomb. Absolutely huge. And there goes one trick getting Zane.
Yeah, that was awesome. And a great charge from Garen OP. He definitely knows what he's doing. They're going to throw off some celebratory ultimates here, and that's going to be the end of Ilios. Piñata Nation are going to take this map 1-0. Now, Noonie might not be familiar with the way that this pick and ban system works. You're going to see some Garen OP play of the game here. There's a specific map pool that this tournament is played on, and there's a pick and ban system as well at the end of every map. So what Piñata Nation need to do now is they need to pick a hero to save, and they need to pick a map to ban permanently within this pool. Probably going to save Reinhardt, because that was insane. And then Team Reckless are going to ban a hero for Piñata Nation to play. They can still play that hero, but Piñata Nation can't. They're going to pick the next map in that pool. So we'll see how that goes. How did you think of that map, Noonie?
You know what? I like the McCree play, but I like that D.Va bomb. Those were just huge coming in. Just absolutely... They even had the Transcendence popping off with the Graviton, but he didn't really care. He just popped it off, and that was it.
Yeah, it was a great bomb, but it was also great plays from Garen OP in charging that enemy Reinhardt. Pone got that really nice charge off, and that really helped their team in enabling these ultimates. So I guess we'll see what the other teams are going to be banned. Looks like Reckless have a little bit to ban a hero and select the next map. And Piñata Nation are going to ban Horizon Lunar Colony, and they're going to save the Lucio pick. Lucio is a very key matchup in this series because Lucio enables goats so much. I want to say it's like the hero that enables goats, and that you can speed boost people onto the point. It reduces the gap between the teams. They're really good. Team Reckless are going to ban the Diva from Piñata Nation, so Piñata Nation are unable to use the Diva pick, and they're going to pick Hanamura for this next map.
Ooh, Hanamura. That's actually one of my favorite maps.
Tell
Just
me
like the
more
atmosphere. The atmosphere, and, my two favorite heroes come from that. I'm actually, kind of a weeb. I like the Hanzo and Genji. I'm a Genji main, right? Don't let the name fool you. I don't play McCree at all.
Yeah, we might see some Genji. I think might be seeing some dive. I really want to see Mei on this map because Mei is very popular. Yeah, just great stuff coming out from Piñata Nation here. That comeback was incredible, and then they just dominated that second map. It looks like Piñata Nation are going to be picking the defense first for this next map here. We're going to see the attack come from Reckless. I want to see something like a crazy dive comp, or maybe triple or quad DPS come out from Reckless. Maybe they have some kind of ace up their sleeve here. What do you think, Noonie?
They might have something just to pull out. They did do pretty well on the first point of Helios, but it seems like as soon as they lost that point, they couldn't get their footing right back in, and they lost it completely. But maybe on this map, they can have their footing in, they can have a good defense or offense, and just keep going again and again. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, what I really like to see about Reckless, and I've been looking at their hero pools, is that a lot of them flex from either DPS to support or support to tank. So they're very flexible in these picks. I really want to see some cool picks come out. Oftentimes in these tournaments where there's not a lot on the line, there's a couple of things that you can choose from, and if you're a main support, maybe you don't have to play main support. Maybe you can play something like, off support. Maybe double off supports, or maybe even like a third or fourth DPS. We could see that coming through. So we'll see how this goes.
DPS? Ooh, that's something I want to see.
I have a very strong suspicion, and I want to be okay. I'll leak this now. We'll be seeing triple and quad DPS in the Overwatch League. We'll definitely be seeing it. I am not messing with you at all. This is something that we will be seeing. We'll be seeing a lot of Wrecking Ball as well.
You know what? I want to see the hamster. I do want to see the hamster. I think it's his time to shine.
We'll be seeing triple DPS and Wrecking Ball. It is the meta right now. I kid you not.
You know what?
That's just a small
leap
coming from me, okay?
I'm okay with that, because the hamster deserves his time to shine.
Yeah. And the whole thing is that composition that I'm talking to you about, it's normally with like a Pharah Mercy, a Hanzo, or like an Ashe and a Widow. So there's a lot of like picks to choose from. The better teams will get on that comp and they'll destroy with it. It's really awesome to see. Both teams running goats here. However, Termax on the Mei, we'll see that wall come out. We'll see how well that does. He's going to want to wall that point.
Ooh,
however, Zen's on the Symmetra.
Goes from behind. I didn't make it though. They took it down almost immediately.
Yeah, it was really clever of Reckless to try and go for something like that. However, Piñata Nation going to stop them in his tracks. Going to wait on the teleport cooldown. Teleports and top.
Symmetra teleporter goes top left though, so they can move quicker. They might just be able to go all the way around and just fight him through the choke.
Yeah,
if they do
not
that,
taking
they're
that
going
much
to need
poke either.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot of. The bubble's going to be huge for opponents for here. Take down Garden. But the wall comes up and just blocks the turn matches. He just keeps them all away, and they get pwned in there. KO2 does take out Alfie, however.
This might be winnable for Reckless here. They don't have a main tank, so they need to be careful for rotations and just successful damage right here. But KO2's going to try and get off a charge.
Ooh, the hammer down comes in from Garnet, however. It just gets 2-1, but that's alright. You know what? As long as you get Brigida out of that fight, their Goats comp kind of just becomes a little less damaging.
Oh my god,
Pwn goes for the pin. It gets him absolutely down. Pwn survives that, even though he gets pinned by Garnet. And looks like they're going to be able to take that point. Zangbeast gets Cardi right down out of that fight.
Yeah, really well played coming out from Team Reckless. They're able to take that attack, run a long and drawn-out fight, but Jackson's going to take it with his super high charge, and I wonder if they're going to stay on this Symmetra here. They do have the ultimate available. Or they're going to go on the left side and teleport to the point immediately. There we go, man.
Ooh, I don't know if Piñata's ready for this. They just have it all ready to go. They already get on the point, and the shield comes right up. You do have the rally in. Hammer down comes in from Pwn, but gets blocked by the shield. And then, boom, Pwn goes for the pin, gets Pug out of that fight. The Symmetra turrets are doing a lot of damage, keeping the right side, all of them to the right side. Reckless is just trying her best to just go in. Piñata can't do much here. They get stuck to the right side. Garnet gets there. The Graviton does come in from Cardi, however, but the Transcendence from KO2 keeps everyone up. Cardi goes down by themselves, and it looks like Reckless might be able to take this point. Ooh, Zem gets a two-piece already, and that's how they take down Garnet.
They haven't gotten any ticks yet, so I think that Piñata Nation might be able to stall, but Alfie gets taken out.
Ooh, the hammer down comes in from Pwn just to take down Cardi. They get 2, they get 3. Can they get the last one? Pug is trying to come in on Doomfist to stall, but he goes down pretty quick, and they get the 3rd tick.
Wow, incredible attack from Reckless here. They're coming out angry. This is really nice.
0-2, switching sides.
Nice job coming from them.
Yeah, and that teleporter play was huge coming from Reckless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is some good plays coming out from either sides. However, Reckless just with the formulaic attack. KO2 responding in all chat. GR. Definitely a good round coming from them. A good comeback. I think we might see 5 maps come out from this series. What do you think, Nooney?
I want to see 5 maps. I just want to see as many maps as possible, because Reckless and Piñata, they've been just going back and forth. You know, Piñata on Ilios kind of just did a 2v2-0, and now Reckless seems to be getting their footing in. They just get 5 minutes, 21 seconds on the clock using the Symmetra plays, just going in there as hard as they can. I want to see what they can do more.
Yeah, this is really good for both the teams and for the viewers. Just a short reminder that the Watchers OW Twitch page, if you scroll down a little bit, there is a Twitch panel that you can vote for the MVP. Make sure to vote before the end of the match, and we might have the winner on the end of the broadcast. They'll be definitely getting some brownie points from us, so that'll be great.
Brownie points, that's all we can offer. No Blizz Bucks, just brownie points.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So Bunker Comp coming out from Team Reckless. This is kind of interesting, but they're running the ham and dive composition off of the side of Piñata Nation, so they're definitely expecting this. Now, dive doesn't work every time against Bunker. They just need to be a bit careful. They do have the Genji to try and circumvent that Bastion damage.
Yeah, but look at Reckless. They already have the Bastion Orisa combo with a Diva. They can just stay on that high ground as long as they can, but if they push the point, they're going to have to move.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing some sort of rotation around the right side of the point. Garen.
Ooh, Garen goes in for a bit. This leaves automatically. Does take a lot of damage, though, but it seems they're going to go right side. It's kind of split for Piñata at the moment. They're just waiting for their time to go in from both sides and just take down Reckless as a whole.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Piñata Nation here. They just need to focus the Bastion.
Ooh, Reckless gets that big... that's... They got the anti on him. The Bastion does go down, however, and that's just going to leave him totally exposed. Without the Orisa, it's just going to go bad for him. KO2 does get take down Pug and Garen, however, so even though they're down the Bastion, they might be able to hold this just a bit longer.
Yeah. If Piñata Nation can stack up and Alfie can get a speed boost into the point, they might go for a recontest here. It's going to take a little bit for Rosie to get back to spawn. He's on his way, and he is being taxied by Zangbeast here, so... Oh, we are going to see him. He is here almost immediately. Nice taxi play coming from Zangbeast on the Lucio.
Yeah, definitely getting your Bastion here is going to be huge for them. Roasty's already set up, so he can watch the choke whenever he wants.
There's a dive.
Ooh, Wrecking Ball goes in there. The anti-grenade is huge. Pwn is antied and he goes down. Garen does get his bombs out and gets Zang. Pug does take down Zem, and that's it. They're going to be able to take this point. After 2 pushes, that's pretty good, actually.
And all they needed was those 2 ults. The Minefield was an amazing... The pile driver from Garen OP was the critical point, and it looks like Team Reckless are going to swap onto the Goats composition for defense. Now we do see the Blade come out, but one trick on the Ana did use the Nano Boost, so it won't be as effective as it would be. And we'll see how this works. I think they're gonna... Reckless are gonna play with some ultimates here. Here we go!
Ooh, the Dragon Blade comes in out. Termac gets Zangbeast, but Pug goes down almost immediately after activating his blade. Cardi does have their ult. Termac going in on the Primal Rage, getting as many as he can. Here comes Diva Bomb, though, however, from Jackson. Doesn't find any value, but Termac is still in the backline doing as much as he can. Here comes a Tracer Bomb, however, from Cardi. Doesn't find a lot of value either, but they do have a lot coming in from Termac, which just cleaned up the backline. Garnet tries to come on point stall. Termac takes out on Zem, but Pwn goes down and gets Cardi.
It looks like Team Reckless are going to hold this, yeah. The tankiness from the Goats composition is just too much. One Trick and Pwn are going to fall into the pit of abyss, but I think Pwn's going to be just fine with this defense here. 5 minutes on the clock, so Reckless have already beaten Piñata Nation in terms of time here. And it looks like we're going to be seeing some swap-ups come out from Piñata Nation. They're going to be playing, looks like Goats, but it's actually a form of triple tank with the Winston here and Reinhardt double main tanking. We'll see how this works. Termac's gonna...
The anti-R goes in. Termac goes for what he can. Pwn goes for the hammer down. Doesn't find any value. Gets blocked by the shield. However, there goes Termac onto the high ground. Tries to go coach. Ooh, that's out of hurt. Reckless is holding this point very well. Piñata hasn't been able to get anything from it.
Yeah, One Trick got taken out of that fight almost immediately. Only ended up with 13% on his ult charge, so just not a ton of value coming out from the Zen here. We'll see if they do some swap-ups. No, looks like Termac's going to stay on that Winston as well. No swap-ups here. But One Trick really needs to position himself well and not get taken out by Zangbeast again. Was taken out by that Boop in that last fight. Set his team up for a lot of failures here.
Yeah, it seems like Reckless is just holding the high ground now, waiting for Piñata to go onto main point. Looks like they're going from the bottom, however, and just try to trick him a bit.
There for the grab coming out from Zen. Oh, that purple is amazing.
That's a big purple there. Here, God, there's a boostio on point from Zangbeast. Pug, however, and Termac both get Pwn and Kotu. Garen gets Roasty out of the fight. The Diva Bomb comes in from Jackson. Doesn't find any value. Zangbeast does get One Trick out of that fight. Jackson back on point. Garnet going in again. And you still have a lot of damage coming in from Piñata at the moment. Reckless is kind of falling apart. You do have the hammer down almost from Pwn at 87. Roasty does come in with the rally, however, trying to keep his team up just a bit longer. Roasty almost down, however. Garden goes for the pick onto Pwn. Alfie gets Jackson. The Graviton does come in from Cardi, holding out Zem and Kotu on the back. It looks like they might be able to take this point. Kotu might be able to stall for a bit longer. Alfie comes there, but they do get the point.
Great plays coming out from Piñata Nation. They're able to take that unhindered. See what the time is here.
2-2.
3 minutes, that's pretty respectable. I mean, that's definitely winnable on the side of Piñata Nation here. Not too bad. That nano boost onto the Lucio might have costed them that point there. What do you think, Noonie?
Yeah, I don't think that boostio was planned, but... No, I always love seeing boostios, but it did cost them that nano and did not work out well.
Yeah, Pwn was running very low, and I think that someone was looking for the nano boost onto him, but it just wasn't to be. They nano boosted Zangbeast on the Lucio, and it just didn't get a ton of value there. Unlucky, I want to call it. Just might have been a circumstance where he just jumped right in front of him. It happens sometimes.
Attackers incoming in
It's just how it be sometimes. It really do be like that.
So Piñata Nation are going to attack next with 3 minutes on the clock here. Going to be running a sort of dive comp. It's going to be dive versus goats, so big advantage coming out from from Team Reckless here. We'll see how this works.
Someone say
Yeah, it seems like Piñata is going to go for this really big dive comp. You have the Winston, you have the Genji, and you also have the Lucio Tracer. You have all of that and the Hamster. So this kind of dive comp has to be well coordinated just to get in there and do as much damage as they humanly can.
Yeah, Goats is like expected to beat Dive. That's the counter to Dive. That's why Dive isn't really meta right now. But it looks like Cardi, they're going to do some swap ups. They're going to be running quad DPS. What was I talking to you about, Noonie? This is the meta.
DPS.
This is what is good against Goats. You'll see how this is. Garen's going to swap the position coming out from Ghosts. They're separated, right? They're going after Garen OP, and they're going to get the snipes off with Cardi. One trick is try to pick off some supports here. This is going to work out very well for Piñata Nation here. This is exactly
Termac does get Kotor out in the fight, and definitely Party in the back really needs to get these picks because the shield's not there anymore. It's moving around, it's moving everywhere. So he might be able to get Zane, but Zem also gets one trick with Flashbang. Termac goes off the map. Garen, however, gets Jackson. And he's in there, and he's going to try his best to stall or whatever he wants to do, but he needs to pull back because you just lost 2 of your DPS. With your quad DPS, it's not going to work well.
Yeah, unlucky from Termac. He killed himself with one of his own rockets, the self-damage. However, this is how the quad DPS is supposed to work. You make sure that your first 2 pushes are econ. Blade coming in.
Ooh, Dragon Blade coming in from Pug. Here comes the beat drop power to counter that. Pug does find one on the Roasty, however. Termac finds Zem. Garden gets Pwn. And Cardi gets Kotu. They're going to be able to take this point. They just need 2 more off this point.
Yep, and this is the power
of Jackson. Jackson
quad
gets out of mech.
DPS.
Jackson low. Jackson gets taken down. And there's only one holding, and it's going to be that Lucio. But he goes down by Garnet's bombs, and Piñata's going to be able to take this point as well.
Yep. And like I was saying, this is the power of the quad DPS comps. We might be seeing some swap-ups. I think Alfie's going to swap onto something like a Lucio or Zen. Even a Brig would help them. Not a lot of other swaps. Oh, no, maybe Garen might be going for one. They're going to be playing, yep. Winston and Lucio here trying to go for some speedy damage. Going to try and pull all their ults together and trying to go for this eliminating push.
You do have this Doomfist, however, with their comp, which kind of seems a little crude to me. I've never seen Doomfist run with this kind of comp before, especially against quad DPS. But here comes Termac with his barrage, gets one onto Zem. Doomfist already on the fight, but Pug and Cardi both get taken out. One trick, however, gets Roasty right out of that fight as soon as he gets Cardi. Garen does get Jackson out of mech and takes him out completely. Zem back onto the point with Doomfist. Has to find a pick here, but he can't really go for the Pharah, so he's going to have to go for the Lucio or the Winston. And he seems to be clean on that. Termac gets slept and taken out by Roasty. Garnet got to get away or he has to be set because the rest of his team is already down.
Yeah, big plays coming out from Roasty on the Widow to try and counter out these DPS. Looks like we're going to be seeing some swap-ups off on Piñata Nation here. They're going to go for that double main tank lineup that I was talking to you about. Triple tanks with the Genji as well, trying to go for the Blade. No nano boost available, but this could work out rather well if Pug gets his Blade rather quickly. They don't have any support ultimates on the side of Reckless.
Yeah, Pwn goes for the hammer down, but doesn't find any value in that shadow because it gets kind of blocked up by Termac and the Winston bubble. But Pwn is still on point and he can still help his team. On the left side, you still have Piñata who has to push through here. But the Blade comes in from Pug, but he is antied and he goes down almost immediately after that Blade is popped. One trick goes on the point, but gets bubbled. Dit's taken out as well. Cardi's down, Alfie's down, and the beat drop also comes in from Singing Beast. And looks like they're going to be able to hold that point.
Yeah, they're going to hold it at 2. Reckless just needs to take 1 point and a tick of the 4th, that is, and they will be able to take Hanamura. Great plays coming out from Piñata Nation, though. I love that quad DPS lineup. What I was trying to tell you about it was it's really good against Goats because what you're doing with the Tracer, the Genji, the Pharah, the Widow, you're trying to dismantle the Goats. You're trying to make them pull apart and like try and peel for themselves. And when Goats pulls apart and they don't stay together is when they're the weakest. And so that's what you want to try and do. Hammond, the Wrecking Ball pick is one of the biggest parts to why it really affects Goats because you pull that whole team apart and you slam them down on the ground if they are, making them want to play separately, which is it's the biggest counter to Goats right now when you think about it.
Yeah, definitely the quad DPS does seem like something that, you know, it sounds crazy in theory, but when you see it in action, it works pretty well. I think for Reaper, however, that would also be really good.
Yeah. So it looks like we'll be seeing a bit of a bunker comp, but like attack come out from Reckless here. Piñata Nation going to be running the goats with the May. No Diva in sight, so this might be bad for them come Zem's Death Blossom, but they're going to sneak up on the right side. They're going to meet them right here and try and go for a
Oh, they don't even
fight
see
right
him. Piñata gets walled off, and they're gonna get into this fight, but they go more to the choke. Alfie and Cardi both take down Zem and Roasty at the same time, which is really good for them. But they're gonna try to push for the choke with Piñata. Reckless is just losing people by the second, however.
Big feed coming out from Reckless here. Well, they got caught with their pants down, and that play was really nice coming out from Piñata Nation. They held that very well with that flank attack. Great positioning and great map maneuvers from them. No ultimates yet on either side. Pug running at 70% with his rally, so that should be the first one to come up.
Yeah, you definitely have them at this choke here with both goats calm. But they just need to push through here. Like, they have to go straight to point. The wall's already gone, so this is the perfect moment for them to go through the point. They won't be walled off, they won't be split up, and they can just go all together. Reckless has to find this point.
There's the rally.
Ooh, the hammer down comes in and gets Zang in the back. You know what? That's a little bit of value for that kind of shatter. However, Coder goes then with the Transcendence, keeps his team up. Here comes the hammer down from Pone, gets blocked off behind the wall. And both Transcendence gets popped almost at the same time. And it looks like they'll be able to hold this together, but, you know, you still have Reckless who are losing a couple of people, but they have them all together here. And they're pushing off Piñata to the point. Alfie's the only one trying to hold, and it's not looking too good for Piñata.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Reckless. They're playing this composition well. They took that fight very slowly. Jackson was able to gain a bunch of all charge. Termac's going to go down. That's going to be the point for Reckless here. And Rosie with a great job in holding that rally for that last fight. A great Transcendence from Kotu to really negate that the losses that they gained, and they went 4 for 4 in that matchup and just kept fighting. It was great play from them. They have a quarter of a tick to go. Let's see what Piñata Nation can do about this. Graviton on both sides. Here we go.
Ooh, they hit the grab and both the flurry at the same time, just trying to use their blizzard the best they can. Garnet does get a 2-piece out of it onto Kotu and Pone. Make that a 3-piece, getting onto Rosie as well. Zem is down, and ooh, that's all Reckless down and out.
Yeah, they're going to be able to. The grab coming out from both sides, actually. I didn't believe that Jackson had used it, but I guess he had. And Piñata Nation are going to take that defense with a great blizzard and grab combo. Alfie does have the beat up for this next engagement. This is looking good for Piñata Nation, provided they can survive the initial onslaught of this first engagement.
Yeah, you still have 3 minutes on the clock, so you had to find out your strategy sooner or later.
Zem's Death Blossom just came up too. He might be able to use that. Oh, he's going on to the point. Nope. Back up.
Ooh, Alfie does get Zing Beast out of the fight. You still have the Death Blossom ready to go. Zem can pop it here, but here comes the beat drop by Alfie, keeping his team up. So he has to wait that out just a bit. He pops the Death Blossom now, looking for it whatever he can, but Pug keeps covering himself with the shield. Garnet does get Roasty out of that fight as well. And it's just not looking too good for them.
Yeah, that Death Blossom was really well taken care of here. Great play coming out from Pug to negate that with her shield, and then shield bashed at just the right moment so that his team wasn't going down anytime soon. Great plays coming out from them. They do have the shatter come out from both sides, but the rally and the Transcendence from both sides as well. Zangbeast does have the beat drop to go through as well. And Jackson's almost up on the Graviton. This is looking fairly good for Reckless here. Ooh, they're going to try and jump onto the point immediately. Oh, Pone gets walled off.
Come in from Termac, getting Pone almost away from his team, but Roasty comes over to help him. The rally does get popped by Pug, but so does Roasty. Both of them having their rally going on. And the Graviton does come in, however, from Jackson. The hammer down comes in as well from Garen, but it doesn't find any value because the wall comes there and just blocks him off completely. Garen might go down here. Pone does get taken down by Cardi. And looks like, ooh, Garen does take Roasty down too. Zem almost out of the mech, gets out of mech. Jackson does take off Termac, however. Looks like they'll be able to take this, but it's looking a little rough.
Yeah, just great defenses from both teams all around. This is looking very good for them.
This is looking like a draw. There's a minute left, and only the Transcendence coming out for a Reckless.
60 seconds.
This is looking kind of dire for them. They were really hoping to get this first tick in here. All they need is that one tick. Looks like Rosie's going to swap onto the Widow now. We did see the Widow do very well in the second point defense. We'll see how well this does in offense. You need to get a pick off. At the very beginning of the fight, you're going to try to maneuver her way through these doorways. Try and get a pick off. Oh, they're on the point already.
Ooh, the wall blocks off. 3 already. Garden has to find something here. Pwn is there, but he's also discorded. He can go down pretty quick, but that Graviton comes in and keeps him all there. Kotu popping off his Transcendence, but Garden still finds Jackson. The Diva Bomb coming in once more. Hops off. Doesn't really find a lot of value, but that's why, because Pug finds 2. Termac takes down Kotu. And they, ooh. Piñata's doing a great job of just holding this.
Great mechanics come out from Garen OP as he's going to celebrate his draw. It's going to be a draw in this best of 5 series. Great plays coming out from either team, but no points scored. Both teams running 3 apiece. What do you think of Nudie? Do you like draws on Hanamura? Hanamura.
The game.
Sometimes I just want to see a win, but both teams seem to be really well, like, against each other here. They just really did well against each other. They had the good holds, they had a lot of good defenses and offenses, but in the end, just evenly matched at this point.
Yeah. Great plays coming out from both teams, but the defenses from either team just overwhelmingly better than the offenses. In that
Epic.
5 minutes defense was fairly good coming out from Piñata Nation. They definitely clutched that out. Now, Piñata Nation are going to save a hero and ban 1 map as per the rules. If there is a tie, the team winning from the last round is able to do the same thing, just as if the map didn't happen. So Piñata Nation are going to save a map, save a hero, and ban a map. And
I don't know what game you're talking about, because I don't remember any Hanamura game happening.
I'll cut it out. That was a woo. That was what a match. How about we're going to see some swap ups onto Piñata Nation. They're going to be playing Mr. Salty instead of Termac for the next map in the series, and we're going to see what their safe is, and their map ban, of course. Loving these rules. What do you think about the rules, Nudie?
I like to save 1 hero and then take away 1 map. It just seems like, if you ban the map when the teams are best at, they're just going to be, kind of at a disadvantage. But I also like to save 1 hero kind of a rule. Just like, you can see whose hero is best fitted for them.
Yeah, it also made the kind of GOATS matchup kind of... It made it super tough for Piñata Nation to kind of win through that. They weren't able to use GOATS to the fullest. So we'll see how that map ban goes.
Hopefully it's a kind of a control map. That's what I really want to see.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And waiting for Piñata Nation's pick. They're going to save the Diva. Interesting. They're not going for saving the Lucia this time. Remember that Horizon Lunar Colony were banned out of this series. That it leaves, because we played on Ilios, Dorado, Route 66, Busan, Lijiang, Eichenwald, and Hollywood. But of course, we need to go through the entire assault, control, escort, and hybrid rotation first.
Yeah, definitely.
So a team can't pick Busan right now because escort and hybrid weren't played. We need to pay that. Route 66 will be banned for the series.
No.
So it looks like Dorado will be the only escort map that these teams can choose from. Reckless are going to ban a hero right now.
Route 66 one of my favorite maps, but they just banned it.
Alright. And looks like Reckless are ready. They're going to ban the Lucio, and they're going to play Hollywood. Nice pick come out from... Do you like Hollywood, or do you like Eichenwald better?
I think I like Hollywood a little better. I just like the payload kind of esque map of it. Because
The
first is
same
controlling
type
the
of map, Nudie.
yeah. But like Hollywood's atmosphere, you do have the high ground, but on Iconwall you don't really have as much high ground as you do on Hollywood. Because if you have the high ground in the back, the high ground on the left, and the high ground on the right. Meanwhile, on Iconwall you only have the back, and the one on the left and one on the right, and that's about it.
Yep. Now this is super interesting because the Hollywood map, yeah, does favor dive a bit more than Eichenwald would, but there's not going to be any Lucio coming out from Piñata Nation, so this is very interesting. I guess we won't be seeing much of Goat's comps coming out from Piñata Nation. Maybe more bunker like what they were doing. Maybe we'll be seeing the triple or quad DPS come out versus Goats on attack. We'll see what Piñata Nation can pull it. And it looks like Reckless are going to be playing the... Oh, I'm sorry, Piñata Nation. Thank you very much for changing the name. So, Piñata Nation are going to start with the attack first. Feeling very confident in their attack. I definitely think we're going to see a triple or quad support composition come out now. Can you tell the audience what you main, High Noon? If it isn't obvious already.
I'm a Genji main. Play a lot of Genji.
Magenji.
Genji.
So
Actually,
something
I have
before...
been playing a lot of Genji. What's up?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know, man. I listen to anime music now. I was like, huh.
Yeah.
All right. Basically JoJo, you know.
Nice. Yeah, I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Great anime. 10 out of 10. So as this game starts, I gotta remind everyone, twitch.tv//the Watchers OW. Scroll down a little bit. I know you guys are watching the game, watching our beautiful not faces in the camera there. Scroll down, there's a Twitch panel that says who to vote for your MVP, and make sure to vote. Haven't decided my vote yet, but we'll see.
Can they vote for us?
Yeah, you can. What you do is you put High Noon and Sci-Fight in the chat. PogChamp, and that's your vote.
Yeah, PogChamp. That's how you do it.
Well, you make sure to vote for the MVP anyways, because we're not players. I don't actually play Overwatch.
Yeah, he plays more of like Roblox and Minecraft, you know?
Yeah, I
This
like
is more
Roblox.
chiller game.
I love Fortnite.
Okay, no, stop.
Just kidding.
Why did you just ruin this entire moment?
I had to do it to you.
We love Fortnite. We love Fortnite.
I don't know if you can see, but I'm doing the Fortnite dance right now.
I hate you so
The
much. You
default.
don't understand.
So cool defense coming out from Reckless here. They're going to be playing the Ghost composition and Piñata Nation and the Red. They've swapped sides here, and the attacking are going to be playing, like I was talking to you about, quad DPS. I'm loving this composition. It is a lot of fun to watch, and it's a lot of fun to see Goats get stomped in these matchups. I guess we'll see what Garen OP can do on the Wrecking Ball, as he is the fitting crown piece of this position. It's going to move on the far side.
DPS would be interesting to see. You only have one trick going on left side with Garen just to kind of distract them from the back. Meanwhile, you have Mr. Salty already popping off his bombs. But Cardi and Pug, I think, are going to be the main part of this. Just finding whatever picks they can while the shield's just turned around, getting absolutely demolished. One trick does kick Kotu out of that fight. Pug is damage boosted and healed by their healer Alfie, so you do have the pocket mercy for your, but you want to pocket whatever, you know, say the Hanzo, the cardio would do a lot more. Pug already takes down Roasty. Mr. Salty, meanwhile, does get a two-man. One trick gets one more, and then Pug gets another one. That quad DPS, it's going to pop off just like that.
Quad DPS. This is what I'm talking to you about, Noonie. This is what I love to see in this new Overwatch meta. The D.Va got nerfed, so a lot of these DPS picks are a lot more viable now. Tracer is a lot more viable because Brig got nerfed as well. Tracer not going to be able to one-shot. Garen OP is going to swap onto the Winston. Looks like Cardi's going to be swapping from the Tracer. I was just talking about Tracer being good. And he swaps to the Widow, and one trick's going to swap to the Zen. So double support come out here, but it's still a 3-2-1 comp. Dragon coming out. Where did it go?
In the sky chase, where it's never going to be seen again.
Well, that's kind of sad.
Bless up, Bug. It's kind of like a firework, you know? They shoot it in the sky. Ooh, Cody takes out Roasty. As that happens, you know, the kind of a celebratory firework. Cody Kotu does take down Pug, but Pug gets rezzed by Alfie, back in the fight and ready to go. The beat drop, however, comes in from Zangbeast, giving his team just a little bit more healing to be able to push it into the enemy team. And it seems like, you know, Reckless is kind of having a hard time here.
Yeah, this double sniper composition is working very well for Piñata Nation. They're going to be able to take this offense here. Garen OP moving up very close, trying to take down Rosie here. Getting very low. Ooh, 1 HP. Rosie's at 1.
Ooh. He goes absolutely down. Garen just in their spawn going bananas and just takes down 2 already. Alfie's just keeping him healed though, however, just helping him the best he can. Pone is chasing down Garen though. He went a little too deep on that one.
Yeah, but they might not even be able to make it back to spawn. Zangbeast is out of the fight with the Ana here. We'll see how this works. I don't think they're going to make it. Oh no!
Ooh, the Transcendence comes in to save most of them. Rosie does take 1 trick out of the fight. Jax, Rosie just popped off too, getting both of their healers. And just as it's at 0.76, it's just they almost had it, but Rosie came in clutch, got 2 picks, and went out.
Wow, great plays coming out from Reckless here. Rosie with the double headshots trying to go into that point here. Nice plays, very clutch. That was very quickly going to be another point for Piñata Nation here, but Rosie stopped that clean, takes Cardi's head off with that headshot. Wow.
Rosie just giving Cardi a run for his money, just having this Widow 1v1.
Did you see those Winstons fighting with Noonie?
No, we don't talk about that. We're talking about the 1v1 Widow. The Winstons were just kind of
it's funny,
monkeying around. Please don't fire me, I'm sorry, that was really mean.
You're not even hired.
Pops up the Diva Bomb. Hang on, I'm busy. Ooh, that Diva Bomb is finding value, but here comes Sam, gets almost taken out immediately by Pug right in the air, popping off his Dragon. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, you still have Pone in the background, just ready to go crazy. Going for Garen. If you can get Garen out of this fight himself up, he'll do a lot more. 1 trick pops off the Transcendence. The Diva Bomb does come in from Jackson, but doesn't find any value. No one's pushing the cart. The cart's just clean by itself. Someone just needs to get on it just for a little bit and then push it that little end.
And Tank from both sides doing a ton of work here. Jackson, that's a triple kill coming out from you.
Ooh, Jackson does get demech, but that's fine. He got that triple kill. Can he might be able to hold this for his team if the rest of his team comes back like immediately. You still have Zem who's over here trying their best to hold, but it's not looking too good for them.
I think that
Carnage is popping off, getting that 2-piece. He's just taking everyone out.
He's gonna track down Zangbeast. He is able to take down. I think they're gonna take this point right here. Take down Pone first, though.
Pone's trying to be a hero, just holding as long as he can, but it's not gonna matter. Piñata takes that easily.
3 minutes left on the clock. That was a solid defense coming out from Reckless here, but Piñata Nation are gonna clutch it out. Rosie running very low. He's gonna get taken down by Garen here.
Ooh. Rosie was popping off, but now in this kind of area, he's not going to be able to have the kind of sight lines he had earlier when he got those 2 headshots. Instead, he's going to have to try to swap with something. That's what he does. He goes on the Asher, has a bit more mobility and a dynamite that will help them take down Cardi and maybe Pug. Pug might be a big thing here.
Garen jumps in, but he didn't find anything with his dive here. Jackson.
Ooh, Pug the anti-grenade goes off, takes down Pug and Jackson both out of mech. Zangbeast. Pug does come back, however, from Alfie. Transcendence gets popped off by Kotu, keeping his team up. Meanwhile, Zem gets a 2-piece in the back. That doesn't matter. Garen goes off and gets roasted. D1 pops off. Pug gets Kotu, and it's kind of a trade-off on both teams, to be honest. They do have the picks coming in from both sides, but it just needs to be whoever gets the most out of it. Ooh, Diva Bomb that's finding values. Them just get Alfie though with that dragon. It looks like they're just going to have to push off whoever is left. It looks like it's going to be Jackson.
Yeah, Rosie really needs to clutch it out here. Oh, it looks like it's Pone and Jackson that are able to clutch it out. Just taking heads off with that. Rosie able to get that final kill off. That Mercy kill was very crucial for that defense here. Alfie going to be able to swap off to the Ana. The Mercy was working, but he thinks that the Ana will do a little bit better. These anti-nades coming out from Zangbeast have already done pretty good work for them. So we'll see that. Zangbeast has already have the nano boost as well, so we'll see that as well. Probably for the next fight. He's got a minute and a half left on this clock here.
But here comes Pug with his blade once again, and Pwn is nanoed. The Pug has to stay away just a bit, but he might be able to get the Lucio out of here, and yeah, so he does. He gets Zangbeast, he gets Kotu, but Pwn gets Pug right out of that fight with his nano, going after Garen once more, and gets a 3-piece. It's his choice if he wants to chase down the last 2 members, but I think they should just regroup and get out of there.
They're gonna let the snipers do their jobs, and after some back and forth, it's gonna reset. Yeah, Zem's gonna be taken down. Unluckers. 60 seconds on the clock here, and not a lot of ultimates on either side. Pwn has his Earth Shatter, and Zem has the Dragon Strike here, as well as Jackson has the Diva Bomb. Not a lot of combo-centered ultimates, but they're making do with what they can have. The last time that Zem pulled his Dragon Strike, it killed Alfie's Mercy, so we'll see how that goes. Alfie running very low here in these pokes. Bomb coming out.
Misses ulti popping the Diva Bomb. Doesn't seem like it's going to find value there. Meanwhile, Jackson comes in with one of his own, popping it off. Doesn't come in, but the Dragon does also come in. That's 2 ults just popped off out of nowhere.
Genji isn't getting a ton of value. Pug still on 60%. This ultimate, only 15 seconds of this fight remaining, and all the Piñata Nation have to show for it is the Primal Rage and the Nano Boost, and we might be just see, Nano Boosted Winston. Oh, the Shatter doesn't get it.
Down, but doesn't find anyone with his Shatter. Garen in the backline, Nano going crazy, getting almost a 3-piece. He's going as hard as he can, trying his best. Corey does take down Zem, however, and Pwn misses ulti, gets down Zangbeast. Meanwhile, Garen's just back there, doing as much damage as possible, keeping away the DPS from helping their team. Roasty trying his best. Pwn goes in. Pug already has his blade now. He's cleaning up the rest of that fight. And here comes Bob just to help a bit more.
Ooh. Oh no, Zem's gonna be taken out. That's the end of it. Nice plays coming out from Piñata Nation. They are able to take that 3rd point in overtime. Nothing time bank on the bank though, so a little unfortunate for them, but they need to hold this all the way. This is looking fairly good for them. 3 points here is fairly hard to go through, especially in this meta, with so many defensive comps being meta.
I wonder if they're going to do quad DPS again. That worked out very well for them.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't counter. It only counters goats, and it doesn't really counter dive, which is why they swapped to it. And it's only good on attack because if it's on defense, the attacking team can just swap, right? They can just scout with a they can scout with a Sombra and go, hey, they have quad DPS, and just play dive. They completely crush them. So it is kind of like it is a bad comp to play on defense here. We're going to see a bit of a goats composition. Instead of the Lucia, we are going to be seeing the Ana come out because Piñata Nation can't play Lucio. Right? They're banned from Lucio. So Alfie has to make do with the Ana. They have to play kind of like a bunker comp and not use Reinhardt to his fullest. Reinhardt is best in this GOATS composition, used with the speed boost. You're able to move in and out of the fights very quickly and get some really nice shatters off with the boops. Some great utility coming out from the Lucio in general. On the side of Reckless here, they're going to be playing what looks like 2-2-2 at the Reaper and Hanzo. We'll see how good this Reaper can do with their composition.
It looks like they're just going to be trading for a bit because you do have the bubble coming in. Roasty goes for Alfie in the back, however. On the high ground, doing as much damage. Mr. Salty doesn't see him behind him. That's kind of an unlucky, but they do have their Ana down out of that fight. Garen looks like he's going low, but Alfie's coming back on his way, but is it going to be in time for Garen to not go down? Pwn goes for the pin, doesn't find it. Gets hammered down by Garen, almost immediately finds 2 with that shatter. It seems like they're just going to be able to hold that point. Nice job.
Yeah. Garen completely held that with that Earth Shatter. Bit of a mistake for Pwn to try and charge in. They should have taken that fight a little slower, provided, given that Alfie wasn't in the fight, they would have out-healed them. But Pwn just trying to go in a little more assertive than he should have been. And Garen OP is going to punish him with that amazing Earth Shatter. And they're going to hold this. Transcendence coming up. A lot of defensive ultimates coming out from Piñata Nation here. Alfie, running very low already. Oh, look at Zem.
Nano Boost comes in. Roasty finds a pick on the Pug and the Diva Bomb. But Pwn is in the back. Nano to as much as he is, and just Jackson finds a pick on the one trick. He goes for the pin. Garen gets him all the way back there. Jackson goes down. Cardi does take out Kotu. Zem has the Death Blossom, but I don't think it's needed here. Garen is coming in with the Nano, so it might be something here, but the beat drop does come in from Zangbeast, keeping up the rest of his team. Roasty already looking for a pick on the right side. And Garen just gets taken down by Zem and Pone, and both Zem are going to be able to hold the point.
Yeah, it looks like Piñata Nation really fell apart there. Good plays from Team Reckless. They held that. The longer these fights are going to go on, the better value that Zem on this Reaper is going to get. Just the lifesteal coming out from Reaper, that buff from 30 to 50% lifesteal is ginormous. That's a 20%, like, you know, that's insane. that level of a buff that he got, and it just means that the longer these fights are going on, the bigger the ultimate. Graviton coming out from both sides. Here we go.
Ooh, Graviton's in there, and you both have the Dragon and Zem. Roasty finds 2 with his Dragon. Zem finds 1. Jackson gets Mr. Salty out of mech, and Zangbeast finishes him off. That's absolutely something you'd love to see.
Yeah, good Dragon from Roasty there. We've been seeing him a lot on these snipers, and wow, taking down Pug already. We definitely know who the winner of this sniping contest is. He's been taking Pug's head off in these Widow duels as well. Already up to 40% on that ultimate here. Now we haven't seen the Death Blossom come out from Zem, but a lot of people have been feeling that it's weaker than his normal shots lately. He gets blocked out or stunned very easily by Goat's compositions. However,
Zem's gonna have to wait for like the perfect moment to activate it.
Yeah, this could be good for them as they don't have a break on the other side. Mr. Salty,
Hammerdown comes in from Pone, does find 2, but Zem already goes down, so he doesn't have the Death Blossom ready to help his team. Pone gets the Nano, however, so he might be able to help the team hold off just a bit longer. Swinging his hammer left and right, does get Garen out of that fight, and it's going to keep the charge leading the point. Pug finds 2 in the back, however. No one's on point pushing it, so it's just still at 49. But it looks like they're going to go down, and whoever's up has to regroup and go help the rest of the team.
Yeah, they're going to hold that defense. Pug doing a lot of work with Mr. Salty here. They get the cleanup onto Jackson, which is huge. As a Zarya player, you never want to die because the charge, that energy charge that you have from your left click ability gets reset every time you die. Kind of unfortunate. However, they're running up on a ton of ultimates off on the side of Reckless here. Looking very good for them. We don't see the Nano Boost, so no Beyblade combo coming out. However, the Grav is at 90% and the Dragon is up, so we'll definitely be seeing a Grav Dragon provided they don't get poked out immediately here. They need to group together.
Ooh, Pug is just in the backline already. He's trying to build up his blade as fast as he can. Bomb is coming out from Cardi, cleaning it up. Pug cleaning up once more as well, going for the dashes left and right, but it looks like Cardi, Garen, and Pug just finish off that entire fight.
C9! C9!
Oh my god, it's a C9!
Zem with the C9!
Damn, not even having to use his Death Blossom, goes behind the enemy team and just takes the point. Ooh.
What a great play! Wow. Amazing C9 coming out from Zem. That was some great plays. His team was faking that he was losing the fight. He immediately teleports to the top side of the map and takes that second point for him. Great clutch play from his... And they have 3 minutes on the clock to try and take this.
Here comes Pug, however, with his blade, but the beat drop comes in as well. Pug goes down almost immediately after that blade is activated. You hate to see it, but Pone is on point already, leading the charge once again. But it seems like after that C9, they don't really know what to do. They kind of discombobulated a bit. Ben is still on the top though, however, trying to clean up. Ana's only 1, but he's getting booped away by the D.Va. He goes for the Ana.
Wow!
Taken out by Baby D.Va. That's an unlucky right there.
They're almost at the end. They need to touch the point.
It seems that's what Garen's going to do. Almost to his Primal Rage. Will be able to go there. The Hammer Down gets blocked off by the cart. I have no idea where it went there, but it seemed like it hit the ground, but maybe it hit the cart and just got blocked off completely, not getting Garen. But Garen on his Primal Rage almost goes down immediately. The Graviton keeps him
grab them off the point.
Here comes the Dragon, however, cleaning it up once more. One trick is almost out of his Transcendence. Hone gets a 3-man. Zem goes in there with the Death Blossom, finishes it off, and boom.
Wow, great plays from Team Reckless here. That C9 was perfect, and it didn't look like Piñata Nation knew what to do with themselves towards the end there. Wow. I color me impressed. They have 2 minutes to take this first stick here. This looks like This looks like Team Reckless getting the first point of this series for themselves. Wow, I'm speechless after that C9 and all of those plays afterwards. Um, Pone was showing up huge as well. Pug with the Genji was getting nanobladed. It was nanoblading, and Pone immediately turned around to charge the Genji, got him, then with a swing, killed him. Killed the nanobladed Genji. It was just like, whoa. It was some good peel coming out from his team. Not a ton of mechanics shown from Garen OP. It's just Pone doing a ton of work.
No, I don't mean to kind of spoil who my MVP is going to be now, but I mean, come on. That C9, kind of tasty. So,
From Zem? Yeah, that was some sick stuff. Just good plays all around from him. The Reaper showing up huge. He only Death Blossomed, twice in those engagements, but he only needed to twice, and he was doing a very good job, especially in that upper portion of the third point there, and really taking them out. And he ended up getting the Ana and the Diva before getting taken out there, leading to that win. Both teams running goats. However, Zen is on the Pharah. They have a Pharah Mercy combo. Rosie on the
Rosie already on the high ground,
picks.
looking for a pick already.
Yeah, Alfie needs to be super careful. Pug!
Ooh, Pone goes down, Zem gets Pug, but One Trick also gets Jackson. That's both their tanks down. They have to regroup.
Nice plays coming out from Piñata Nation. They are able to defend this. Not a lot of ult percentages on Zem as well. He isn't able to get a ton of poke because of the massive shield coming out from Garen OP. See how this works.
About a minute on the clock. They really have to push through here for him. What are they going to do, though? What's Reckless going to do? They have the anti onto him as well, and the Dragon does come in, but the Hammer Down comes in from Garen, finding only Jackson, but that's fine because Mr. Salty and Pug both take down Zem. Zem comes back, however, from Zangies. Jackson gets Mr. Salty out of the fight. One Trick pops a Transcendence, keeping his team up just a bit longer. Garen low in the left side. Goes for the pin, but doesn't find any as well. Pug takes down Zem once more with no res, and Garen is nanoed. They might be able to just keep him away.
Pug is doing so well, and all of the DBS from both teams are just playing out of their minds. Pug with the 71% on the ult charge. We definitely are going to see Bob come out if he doesn't get picked off almost immediately here. And Rosie with the Dragon. They have the drag combo. The Dragon Ball combo, as someone would say, would be Sir Waltham coming out.
You really said that, didn't you?
Well, yeah, that's what my other co-caster calls it. Dragon Ball.
You really thought that was the best idea, huh?
It's just what he says, okay? Oh, Pone running very low.
Oh, the Hammer Down gets taken away from Pone. Meanwhile, he grabs him onto the point so the Dragon can be huge. Rosie finds two, and the point's cleared off at the moment, but who's holding? It's Zang. Zang, you tried, buddy, but Pug's gonna finish you off right then and there.
It's another draw.
Oh no, is this the pattern?
Both these teams are just so well prepared. This is really awesome coming out from them. Wait, don't see a loading screen. Pone's gonna get the play of the game. Was this the charge onto the Genji?
I think it might have been. Let's find out.
I think this was right after. This was right after that charge onto the Genji, yeah. So he just smacks people in the face with his hammer. Wow, another draw. Both these teams are neck and neck here. Just, man. I've never seen a closer series.
No, really, just two draws in a row after that 1 point on Ilios is just... It's looking like it's going to be just... What happens if they just win one round? Piñata won the last round. What happens if Reckless wins the last map? And that's it. It's just a draw altogether.
Well,
that'd be kind of an oof.
If I recall correctly, this is a best of 5, not a best 2-3. So if Piñata Nation are able to take this fourth map, I believe they take this series, if I am not wrong. I need someone to clarify that for me. I want to say that's it. Yep, that's correct. If Piñata Nation are... Those two maps that are draw, they matter. If Piñata Nation are able to take this next map, this series is over and they win 2-0. Kind of crazy that that's how it works out, but it's basically turned this game into a best of 3 with Piñata Nation having a 1 point lead. Interesting, huh, Nooney?
It's really interesting, but it seems like they've been both evenly matched, these two maps. I want to see maybe the third map, I believe we're on now, or is it
This is the fourth map.
the fourth map, right?
Yep.
So I want to see if this is going to be where they just bring everything out for Reckless and Piñata, where they bring the most they have to the table just to finish off these last two maps with just maybe a 2-3 or something like that. But I'm ready for it.
Yep. Alfie is going to, on the Piñata Nation, is going to ban Eichenwald in this map pool and save Lucio. This might be the final map, meaning that the map that must be played
Waiting for whatever comps come out of this, and is that Torb?
No, we're not going to be seeing a
It's
Torb.
Torb.
No. Jackson's trolling you.
500
you to talk
Blizz
about
bucks to whoever chooses Torb.
There are no Blizzbucks. They're fake. They're religiously like Scrimbucks here.
$5 PayPal for whoever chooses Torb.
But on the left side, it's going to be Piñata Nation, and on the red side, we're going to be seeing Team Reckless. We'll see how both of these comps go. It looks like both teams running goats. However, Mr. Salty's on the May here to try and swap things up. No Diva being played. Both teams on the point already.
Ooh, the wall comes in, gets pumped by himself. He goes with the rest of his team, but that wall kind of almost got him by himself. Pone's half health. Roasty's going to try to go down, and he does. Garen gets Roasty right out of that fight. Pone's very low here. The rest of his team keeps him up. He'll be alright, but that's not what happened. Garen doesn't allow it, and he goes in for more and more. Mr. Salty gets Zen right out of that fight. Easy. Coming from both of them.
Wow, I'm actually super surprised that the team with May won that engagement. Normally you'd see the Diva just out DPSing May completely, but Mr. Salty making short work of that team with the walls, the great focus coming out from One Trick's Discord orbs, and everyone able to use that Discord orb to their fullest here.
Ooh, the rally does come up a little early from Pug. Just getting ready for whatever fight's going to come their way.
Just lock him in there for a couple seconds. Timeout,
I
young
love
dude.
those walls. Those are the best kind of walls right there.
And watch out, Pone does have the Shatter, and Kotu, even though he is low, is running the Transcendence. This might be spicy. Watch out for Pone. Here we go.
Hammer down. Oh! Gets through. Garen goes down almost immediately. Here comes the Transcendence from both One Trick and Kotu. Cardi comes in with the Graviton, nothing to stall anymore. Here comes the Blizzard as well, and the B-Drop. Everything's being used at this point. Only thing that hasn't been used is Jackson's Bomb. But it seems like they don't even need it.
Yeah, I think Mr. Salty might have overcompensated with that Blizzard there. The Grav was a little too much too. They had lost Garen in that engagement. Even though he had the Shatter, he's going to get taken out here, I think.
Ooh, Garen goes for the hammer down, gets walled off by his own team, but gets 3 down already. Pone goes down, Garen also goes down. Cardi does get roasted. The deep bomb comes in from Jackson, doesn't find any value, but that's okay, because if his Pug is popping off, and Alfie also gets Zem, One Tree gets Kotu, and they might be able to take the point just like that.
Wow, just dismantling them completely. That Shatter, moving that threat away from them. They're able to fight that 5v5, and just a great focus coming out from Piñata Nation here. Really want to see what Reckless can do. It looks like they're a little scattered on point, and Pone's going to get taken down. Oh no, Zangbees couldn't find his way up. Oh, that's an unlucky.
He could have run fast enough. That's
Couldn't run fast enough up that wall. You know,
I mean,
just too much
that's what
ask for.
Lucio
This
does.
is the last fight. This might be the last fight coming out from Team Reckless here. They need to make this count. They need to touch the point. At least they need to get Zangbees on the point. It looks like he is touching here.
Ooh, the wall comes in, gets pumped by himself. He goes for the hammer down, does get 2, but he's stuck on that wall, gets taken down almost immediately. The rally does come in for him, but Roasty is a little too late. The Graviton is there as well. The hammer down comes in, the wall blocks it off. Ooh, that's a little bit unlucky for Garen, but that's alright because they're on point already. What are they going to do? What's like Reckless going to do here? They have enough numbers here, but they're losing people rapidly. Pug takes down 2 of their members already.
Yeah, it looks like they're able to get onto the point and they're able to cap it, but you know, your team isn't with you. This fight isn't able to be won, and I want to give this MVP of this particular point to Mr. Salty. Those walls have been excellent, and Pone hasn't been able to really engage with any part of Piñata Nation.
Garen just doing a little bit of an emote to celebrate his hold here, and yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to grab on again. Looks like Piñata takes that point as well.
Yeah, they were able to wall off Pone and just completely dismantle him. Great play from Piñata Nation. They're winning, especially when it counts here. This is match point, literally match map here in this series. This could spell the end for Reckless here, who did 3-0 their last opponent. Just clutch plays coming out from Piñata Nation. They do have the better team name as well, if I do say so myself.
Well, hold up. Who has the better team name?
Piñata Nation.
Yeah, you're right.
You were double checking me on that.
I was like, hold up. Tell me the Piñata guys aren't the best team name? Hold up.
This is super interesting coming out from Team Reckless here. They're going to be running 2-2-2, and they're going to be running Somber Doofus. Now, what Somber Doofus does, especially, is counter goats. That's especially what it's known for. They just need to make sure that Rosie on this Somber is able to get some ult charge.
Garen
Wow.
already gets thrown out of that fight. Doom's in the back, does have the Discord on him, but he might be able to make it out of there live, so he'll be alright.
Yep.
But as soon as you lose Pwn, you have to regroup. You really can't do anything at that point.
I am taking the objective. Join me.
And this is going to be the point for Piñata Nation here. Oh, look at the flank from Rosie, though. Has flanked all the way around, is able to hack out the Reinhardt. This might be good for them. Oh, with the Mei wall.
The Mei wall goes in there. Pwn is kind of just swinging around. Garen needs to pull out there. He's lower than Pwn is right now, but Rosie gets taken out by Alfie. But Pwn's going to go down rapidly, gets the nano, has the hammer down, is going to use it. Is the question. That is what he does. The wall gets frozen mid-hammer down, doesn't get it off, but he really needs to go after Garen right now, even though he has the Discord orb on, and that's what he does. He does get Garen out of that fight. One trick goes in there with the beat drop as well. That's both support ults already out of the gate. You hate to see it, but that's fine. You still have Rosie going for the hack on someone. I think it was Mr. Salty, but I do not know. Cardi goes down immediately. Alfie also goes down. And Zem gets one trick out of that fight.
Yep. And Reckless able to take this point off with a couple of people in mind. Pug's gonna get bopped off by Jackson, who is very hard charged at this point. This is looking very good for Reckless. If they can maintain this point, Rosie does have the EMP for this next engagement, and we do have the Space Jam combo with Zen taking down Garen already. This is a nice team fight win already. Space Jam being the Graviton and the Meteor Strike combo. Wow, Mr. Salty running very low with that poke.
Welcome to the jam.
There we go.
They really have to go in here. The Graviton pops up, gets most of them there. Here comes the hammer down. Well, not the hammer
It's
down.
time to slam!
It's slam time, baby. The hammer down comes in from Pwn as we say that. It is slam time. Gets two of them, Cardi and both Mr. Salty down. Pwn's cleaning it up. That is the slam time, dude. Come on and slam, and welcome to the Space Jam. That's beautiful to see.
You love to see it.
Love to see that.
I mean, it didn't do a ton, but it looked cool.
You know what? It didn't do a lot, but hey, I like the style.
It looked nice. Yeah, you like it didn't get any kills, but yeah, that was cool to watch. All right.
Ooh, the somber hack and both the Graviton gets popped up, plus the Blizzard coming in. Garen does have the hammer down. Who's gonna be able to fix this? They're losing people by the second, but it looks like Piñata's losing people, even though the hammer down does come in from Garen, cleans it up a bit. They might be able to take this point if they get Zem off of them.
Oh my god, Garen OP running very low in this engagement. Shielding
Mr.
for
Salty,
his life.
come on. You need to help him. Oh, Garen goes down. Salty tries his best to fight the Doom, but he gets bubbled, and he might be able to help his teammates, even though Garen went down.
Wait,
Ooh, the wall comes up.
Party got the kill.
Ooh,
Oh my god, they kept it back. Piñata Nation are gonna win this.
they're
Oh
gonna
my
take
god,
that.
they're staggering. Wow.
Ooh, that's dirty. They're cleaning it up.
Wow, great plays coming out. I want to give MVP of that initial engagement to Alfie, who managed to speed his team back up. However, Rosie is on the point, can backcap. He's just waiting off on the side. Space Jam combo is coming up, 75% on Jackson's Graviton Surge.
Rosie goes to the hack on the one trick, who's almost a Transcendence. If they go in now, they're not going to have that ready for him, but I think the hack will be over by then.
Yeah, he gets hacked out, but it's not.
Where's the Space Jam? Here comes the beat drop. Meteor Strike coming in from Doomfist, looking for whatever target he can find. He goes to the back. He almost gets the Lucio, and that's what he does. He finishes off Lucio.
Wow, Zem's gonna get taken down. This is looking very dire. They need Rosie to touch this last engagement. Running on 90%. Piñata Nation might win with this next fight here. One Trick's Transcendence is gonna need to be huge. The Graviton coming out.
I don't know if our production can see, but it seems like the screen's not on, but this is okay. They're at the choke to the main point of Reckless's side, going in there. 99 to 80% onto Piñata. Zeng's on the point, holding it for as long as they can.
Lucio battle! No!
Ooh. And it looks like Piñata Nation will take this point as well in this map.
And the series. Well played from Piñata Nation, and GG's all around. What a great series that we just casted. I've never casted a closer series here. Wow, I'm speechless, Noonie. What a great series, wow.
An absolute one series.
Garen OP and Mr. Salty. Oh my goodness, that 2v6 when their whole team was down, refused to die. Garen OP finally went down, but at that point, it was too late in that fight,
Epic.
and
Now that's
Piñata
a
Nation
vote
were
of
able to
confidence.
take that engagement. So good. Such great plays coming out from both sides. So I suppose we might be seeing an interview from someone from Piñata Nation. We'll see.
This is the best OW I've ever seen, actually, you know? It's amazing. Absolutely insane. I don't know. I hope the viewers got to see all of that. You know, it'd be a shame if they didn't. But let me tell you, what they just did at the end point was absolutely insane. Am I right, Chase, or am I right?
You are very right, High Noon, and this is like I'm speechless. This is the best match of Overwatch that I've casted in a
Oh
very
my
long
god.
time. Just
Yeah, just
bunch of awesome comps being pulled around. The end, it was just goats v goats, and like you didn't see a ton of it, but wow, this is some good stuff. It looks like we will be seeing Mr. Salty being interviewed, but in a moment here, he will be dragged into this Discord, and we'll have an interview with one of the winners of the round here. How do I analyze a fight as good as that?
you don't. You leave it to time and whatever is left.
Yeah, good stuff. So, Mr. Salty from Piñata Nation got 2 draws on 2 maps in a row, and you managed to clutch that out. How did it feel? How does that series feel?
Super nerve wracking. Honestly, they played really well, better than we expected. Their bans were on point, and I'm impressed with their team, and I'm impressed with our team for adapting and coming back from another close match, kind of like last time. They've been pretty
Yeah.
stressful.
Love the difference in picks. It seemed like every single hero except for like Roadhog, which was only played on well, was picked. Every hero from you guys was on point. The ties on the maps were incredible. Those were like, wow, who would have expected 2 ties in a row?
Yeah.
And then for the series to end with that close of a match, that fight where I believe you and Garen OP basically 2v6'd with the May and the Reinhardt, able to to get onto that. That was just like, whoa! Like you were able to stall it out until your team got there. Alfie was able to speed everyone up, and then you just clobbered that ending. It was just like, it was really good to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, when you ban the meta picks like Diva and Lucio that kind of define every meta, you get to play like so many other heroes because you just have so much more variety in what you can pick when those 2 heroes don't exist.
Yeah, it seemed like you guys were comfortable on a ton of heroes. We saw the Pharmacy come out. We saw the the awesome May picks that were coming out. What were your
we try to
favorite heroes?
practice. May is always super fun because you get a good wall and you basically win the fight for free.
Yeah.
Playing DPS, like when we play quad and getting to play Pharah, is just like it's a good time getting pocketed.
Yeah, you were walling off. You were walling off the enemy Reinhardt so much. Pone was basically unable to play Overwatch for the majority of Lijiang Tower.
You gotta feel bad for him, honestly. But
yeah, he played super well, especially in that Hollywood map. Just totally clutched it out. Ended up pinning, I believe, was Pug, was nano boosted and going for the blade. He turned around, went for the charge, and then immediately took him out. It was like, what?
Yeah,
excuse me, did he just take down? Yeah, that was like, wow, that was incredible. Just great plays coming out from both sides. Thank you guys for putting on a great match for everyone here. I can't wait for you guys to listen to the VOD. We went crazy during that last map.
Yeah, geez, I hope so. I love rewatching them, so thanks for casting and everything. And
no problem, and good luck in the rest of the bracket. We are excited to see what you guys can do. It seems like Piñata Nation are a really clutch team, and even though you guys don't like 3-0 every time, like this 2-0 was like the most even 2-0 I've ever seen.
Yeah,
this is the closest 2-0. Like,
gotta make it interesting,
Yeah, seriously, well played. And anyone else on your team that you want to shout out, or any shout outs you want to give before?
I mean, basically everyone. honestly, we all had clutch plays and clutch calls. You know, you guys don't get to hear the shot calls as much, but that's a huge part of like our team dynamic is having a good game plan. So I think everyone did really well that match.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for playing. We'll see you in the next game that you guys are playing. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. It looks like Cardi was the MVP of this series. Sorry, Mr. Salty.
Too bad. He popped off. He deserves it. I'll give him a clap.
Get some claps up here. Come get some claps in the chat.
Easy clap. And
Easy money.
and that's gonna be it for this match of the broadcast. Now in half an hour, we will be seeing the second half of this broadcast at 10 p.m. Cardinal Esports will play RIT D2, I believe, and that'll be casted by myself and Sir Waltham. So thanks, High Noon, for casting with me. It was your first time casting this tournament. How'd you like it?
You know what? It was a lot of fun. I like the picks and the kind of system they have going on here. I would say it was a pleasure to cast with you, but you know what? Yeah, it was. This time it was.
Oh my god. Oh, well.
I don't know about the other times, but you know what? I like this time.
Yeah. Any backstory, High Noon is my regular co-caster. He was supposed to be casting something else with me earlier today, but we decided to do this instead. Great thanks to Sir Waltham for being willing to move his schedule around. And we'll see him in the next matchup with those two teams, Cardinal Esports versus RITD2. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in just a little bit. Bye!